Let's start. So, I'm starting a series called When Things Fall Apart. And I don't know what this series is going to be, but I feel like there's people that need to talk about when things fall apart. There's people that need to hear tips and ways that you can navigate when things fall apart. And so, here we go. So, I guess let's start with, we can do relationships, we can do jobs, we can do when life is lifing, we can do past, we can do present. I'm trying to just think of the words when it all falls apart. Well, first of all, when it all falls apart, I feel like, is it really all? Because even if I'm falling to my knees or laying down on the ground or at rock bottom, I still have me. I'm still alive. I still have my breath. And so, is it really as bad as we feel when it all falls apart? And what happens when the universe, our creator, lets it all fall apart because it's no longer good for us? I really feel like we're not starting from scratch because when you get to that part of when it all falls apart, you've lived life, right? And so you have your experiences, you have the skills, you have everything that you believe is just in you, right? And I don't think we take enough account for what's within us, right? We don't take enough account. Welcome in, son. Hope you're having a great Wisdom Wednesday. So I say that because we're in this space of the world. Welcome in, Chuck. And there's a lot of things that we can't control. And when things are out of your control, it really feels like everything is falling apart. It's not coming together. I have a whole puzzle. I've done the entire thing, and there's one piece left and it's missing. So you even feel like incomplete. And so I think what we should work on is how about we construct our own one missing puzzle to complete the puzzle? How about if we tap in to what we have within so that we can elevate out of that feeling of everything's done, there's no hope, there's no gratitude, this season is forever, right? Because when you're in that moment when things fall apart, just think you're tired, you're sometimes depressed, you're calling on things that may not be showing up, right? You're looking for people, you're looking for answers. If you don't have a job, you're looking for a job. If you have a failed relationship, then you're trying to figure out why doesn't this person love you or why didn't it work out? There's just all these things in your head, it's your perception, it's your ideas, it's your beliefs. They're all swarming around you. But when it gets down to it, it's like, what do I do now? So that's where we come in, right? When it all falls apart, we come in and saying that first thing that I can offer you. Welcome in, Samuel and Carl. The first thing that I can offer you is gratitude. I know it sounds weird. What am I going to be grateful for? It's all falling apart. Well, I want you to go back to another time in your past where you had a hurdle, where it seemed like everything was falling apart, where you were down, and we forget how we overcame that. We forget how that's not even happening. We forget how that love is healed. And if it's not, that can give you a starting place, right? Forgiving ourselves, forgiving yourself first before you forgive anyone else, before you go and tap into anything, forgive yourself, right? Because a lot of the times, whether it's what people have done to us or what we have done to ourselves, everything is falling apart because something dropped, something left, something isn't working. And when everything is falling apart, we don't want to hear a song and dance about what I'm saying, right? There's this resistance of, no, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to bring this in because everything's falling apart. Okay, so sit with it for a while. Sit with everything's falling apart and this is just the way it is. Let's sit with it. Nothing's changing, right? Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen. It's just going to get worse, stay the same, be the same feeling. But when you're sitting there, when everything falls apart, and you're like, you know what? I can talk. I'm grateful for that. I can see. I'm grateful for that. I can hear. I'm grateful for that. I'm breathing. I'm grateful for that. I still have somewhere to live. I'm grateful for that. I still have a car to drive. I'm grateful for that. Don't have a car. I still have my legs. I can walk. Don't have shelter. I hope you're not outside. And if you are, call 211 in your area so that you can find somewhere to be. Whatever is going on with you, whatever is falling apart, there is a resource. And so we have to go towards that resource. We can't just be stuck. There's a problem that's come. So we do everything that we can to take care of it. So if you're homeless, Xander, in your area, I will call 211 and I will also look up the homeless shelters for your area. Because what I was reminded, I have been homeless before. What I was reminded when I was homeless is that I am my home. I am my home. My home resides wherever I am. right? And so it's not going to be easy, but I can tell you that when I got to the mission, when I was able to take those months to get myself situated, keep in mind, I had a child that was a senior in high school. Well, 11th grader, actually, in high school at the time. And by the time he was in the 12th grade, I had my apartment back. There were resources. There were things that you could do. If you can't find a shelter or you can't find something, make sure you have your state ID, make sure you have your driver's license, get with a labor ready work, right? Whether you have to take a bus there, get with a gas station, right? Work somewhere where you can work all night. Because most places, depending on where you are, that's when it gets cold. Now, of course, I'm not a social worker. This is all based on my opinion. I am not a doctor. I am not any type of certified degree of anything, but I have lived life and I do have my experiences. And I know that we all go through something. So when you feel that it's all falling apart, do what you can do with what you have. Because Xander says he's homeless, but he has internet, he has a phone, he has some way to get in contact because he's writing and he can write a full sentence. So there's something that you can do with what you have, and it's up to you to do that. No one else. I remember when I realized no one's coming to save you. Now, I don't say that to not say that there's not people helping and there's not people that have sacrificed and given their last and did that, yes. But ultimately, when everything falls apart, you have to go to you and find the hero inside of you to put the cape on and save yourself. And every day, you wake up with an option to say, I'm going to do the best I can with this day. There are lots of times when things aren't going in my favor, and a tear or two may drop. Sometimes it may be a full on cry. However, I go into this place that updates, uplifts. And I say update, yes, because it does. It's like a software update. It's like you're lagging, you're tired, and then you go in with this gratitude. I'm grateful that I have a phone. I'm grateful that I have Wi Fi. I'm grateful that I still have contact. I'm grateful that I get to have this experience. I'm grateful that I'm challenged right now because this challenge, once I get over it, once I come through it, the next challenge that comes, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be ready, even if it surprises me. Because when things fall apart, it shows you who you are. It shows you what you're made of. And so, why do I believe that there's a hero in you? Why do I believe that you can get past it? Because I did. Is everyone the same? No, they're not. But we all come from the same creator who has empowered us. I don't care if you believe in the universe. I don't care if it's the Holy Spirit within you. I don't care if it's God. I don't care if it's the angels. I don't care if you don't believe in anything but your own name. You have what's in you to stand up, to get up and say, I will not allow this to break me. I will not allow this to change me into a bitter, upset, or confused way. And I even say that if you feel like everything is falling apart and you come across my live and my video, is this not to show how much you matter? That at this given time, there's someone's voice aligned letting you know that you can and will make it. Your responsibility is to believe and to take the actions that are needed so that you do make it. I know it gets confusing. I know you're probably looking left and right to try to figure out what exactly am I supposed to do with this? The vase is broken. This has ended. They laid me off from my job. The world is in war. This person is cheating on me. I don't trust this anymore. We're just not connecting. There may not be cheating. We're not getting along. I don't know if this is happening. My children aren't speaking to me. They're getting in trouble in school. What is your version of what everything is falling apart? It's all falling apart. How do you bring it back together? How do you decide what thing am I going to first? Well, I'll tell you, first thing is I take a deep breath. I can control that. I take a deep breath and I think the birds, they don't tell the universe there's no worms, there's no food, it's too cold. The ants, they don't stop gathering, they don't stop doing what's needed, right? They got to take the spring and the summer to store everything for the wintertime. They keep doing it. If something's not here, they go a little bit further. So the first thing is everything has fall apart and now I'm in this moment. And so I'm saying to myself, you know what? I'm grateful that I get to. Because maybe if everything wasn't falling apart for me, I wouldn't have gotten on here, right? Maybe if I hid what I was going through, the suggestion, because this was actually suggested to me, the suggestion wouldn't even have came, right? Because I would have been so down and low, I wouldn't even been conversating the truth about what's going on. Everything happens for a reason, whether we know it or not. You are here for a reason. Things fell apart for a reason. And when one door closes, when the window slams, when there's nothing but no's, that's that time where it's like, okay, nothing's working out. Nothing's giving me a yes. I'm turning to every situation and it's not producing for me. What am I going to do now? You're going to tap in. You're going to tap into what you can do. I mean, you could choose not to, and that is your choice. But if you have a chance to move forward, because it's only up, right? Everything's fell apart. In that case of everything falling apart, you now have a chance to get up and pick up. Pick up what you can. do what you can with what you have. So I could think about the 7 months plus looking for jobs. I could think about all the other things that I go through. And, and even I think that's so funny, Sojo, because in all honesty, when it all starts coming together, I will. I definitely will. So thank you for the advice. And that's another thing. When you're trying or doing for other people, there will be people that come in and want to degrade you, want to talk bad to you, want to spew their whatever on you. And this is where you step into I know who I am because I know who I am, right? And so there are always going to be flaws. I could put a filter on, I could create makeup, I could do all types of things to try to make myself look certain better. But that's not going to help this message. That's not going to help get across what needs to be said. We can no longer allow ourselves and others to push us back. Now, previously, with little smart comments, I would have blocked. But now I'm thinking, why block? So no one else can read it? So it's not said? Because imagine someone on here pouring out on YouTube when things fall apart and encouraging. What type of person, what could they have possibly gone through and experienced in life to come in and say something negative? But the evil pages and the pages of people arguing and the pages of people doing things, they'll leave them alone. So that is another example. That is another way that you show I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing right what I'm supposed to be doing. Because when you're doing wrong and you have all of these things going on, please, it's like a down the hill spiral. Nobody blocks you, nobody says anything, right? So I think that it's just interesting. So I want you to know that there are going to be people who try to kick you down when you're down. And no, it's not okay, but it's okay because you can take it. I feel like everything I've been through, I was built for. Did I make some things harder than they had to be? Absolutely. I did. I definitely did. However, it is a wonderful feeling to overcome, to realize that my frequency, my desires, my outlook, my beliefs change a situation. And I'm grateful to the person that suggested this because when I look back and I remember what I was going through, I will remember that I extended the encouraging words. So when it all falls apart, let's start with gratitude. Let's start for being grateful for you, grateful for your mind being sound, grateful for your health being good, grateful for the domino effect of things turning out right. I'm Poetic Nurse here. This is the first episode of When It All Falls Apart. I'll be coming on more just so we could have our conversations. So, subscribe, follow me. I am a poet, so there is always poetry in the mix. And I guess I'll make an extended poem, right? When it all falls apart. We'll start it here. When it all falls apart, I sit and I think to myself, where is the light at? Will the dark consume me? Will it make me feel as if I'm in misery? I can't allow that. I must step into a place where I am detached from the outcome, but know that my day is very near. That things are getting very clear and stepping into a place where I can be sincere in the essence of me, where I can find this piece of commonness that says, hmm, if it all fell apart, then what's coming new? What am I bringing out of me that's going to make me into this life that I can be proud of? And so I'll relax in the peace of knowing that there's another day. And the poem of When It All Falls Apart will be continued as I thread in this very day. So we'll continue the poem. Again, I'm Poetic Nurse, starting a new series, When It All Falls Apart. This is the first episode. Thank you for those who came in. Thank you for your nice comments, even those that weren't so nice. May this day find you blessed, and I will see you again.